Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to join with Lorena with her fantastic film, Stitched. Let's take a look at the clip.
Fuck! Motherfucking fiddlesticks! Come on! I'm picking up Comic-Con.
Sweet.
It is so nice to see you at New Filmmakers LA. I know you've been part of the family for a while, so really nice to have you here and have this conversation with you. Thank you so much for bringing your film.
Thank you for having me. I love being here, and I love that I get to share the film with you guys.
It's amazing. It was so nice to actually be in the audience last night because there was just a lot of laughing and people just really engaged in your film. But for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Yeah, absolutely. So Stitched is about Leela, who's a woman of the South Asian diaspora, who's struggling to find the perfect match romantically, and so she decides to Frankenstein the perfect boyfriend, which kind of works for a while because he is made to order, but it kind of all falls apart when he realizes that she won't change himself for him.
I mean, honestly, it is a brilliant story. Like, you know when you just see something like, this is so unique, I've never seen anything like this, it's amazing. And I was watching that your film and then obviously discovering who made it as well. No surprise, because you're a really fantastic filmmaker. But where did this inspiration come? Was it based on true life? Was it a Frankenstein in true life? Like, how did the story come about?
No real life Frankensteins, but it was written by the incredible Pratima Mani, who's also our lead actress.
Yeah,
who's
so good.
Superbly funny. And she, you know, is a woman of the South Asian diaspora and has struggled dating. And so I think that it was very much inspired by, you know, real life experiences. And when she sent me the script, I deeply related to it because, you know, I'm a Brazilian immigrant woman and I was like, this is so much of my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, I too would like to Frankenstein my own boyfriend. And so we just also have such similar comedic sensibilities. We like the very same kind of very dark humor.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's kind of the perfect match.
No, it's amazing. I think Hinge should really figure it out somehow, or Bumble or something, you know. No, but it was a really entertaining story, but also had a lot of truth values for what it is for, you know, a lot of, particularly for women as well, you know, because men are a pain in the backside, you know. But I think it was really, really fantastic to kind of see from A, this perspective, this lens, but B, just kind of through this very comedic way. How did you know, like, you know, because obviously it's fun to direct something like this, right? Like, it's pretty fun. But how is it like bringing your cast together? Because you had this great lead and then wonderful ensemble as well.
Yeah, playing with the cast was my favorite part because this is by far the largest cast I've ever worked with.
It's a lot, yeah.
And yeah. And we did have like an extensive casting process, and Pratima is an incredible actress, which we were so lucky that she was already so one, she knew the story so well because it felt so personal to her, and then two, she's a great actress. But then we had like a whole casting process for all the other roles, and we were very lucky with everyone that we found, and everyone was just willing to play with us. And you know, the chemistry between Pratima and Farida, who plays the sister, is just incredible. Anytime they had a scene between the two of them, nobody could stop laughing. It was like an issue for sound because the entire crew would cackle. And their improv was also just so great. And so we did a lot of rehearsals and we did a table read so that we could kind of, you know, refine the script and finesse it and also just kind of get that energy between the characters so that when we got on set, we knew exactly what we were going for. And they were just singers after singers with jokes and comedy and improv.
Is it sometimes for a director as well? Like, you've worked with your actors, you've rehearsed and stuff like that. But like, I mean, it felt like your set was probably so funny at times. Like, was it hard to kind of control that with the team?
Oh, 100%. It got to a point because Pratima and Farida had such a great chemistry and they would just like riff off each other nonstop. It was hilarious, but it got to a point where I was like, guys, we need to make our day. So like, please, we need to read some of the lines on the script and then we can riff to no end. But it was really fun because it was a great energy on set between like getting to throw blood at Pratima in the middle of like the New York streets and nobody caring, and just getting to improv some comedy back and forth. It was just incredibly fun.
I also really love the production design. I thought it was really, really, really clever. How did you go about like kind of formulating that and kind of knowing how you wanted it to look?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really lovely collaborative process between myself and our production designer and our DP, who are all incredibly talented. And so we reached out to them. I had a lookbook that I sent to them, and then they sent me a lookbook back. So it was great because we just kept exchanging references and different things that we could do and different looks and color palettes. And so that was really fun. And it's really exciting to see it come to life and get to be so colorful and get to show, you know, a woman of color who's an immigrant just getting to have comedy and genre all in one. And get it to be so colorful. It's really not that common, and it was very exciting to do.
Absolutely. And like, I mean, of course, you know, you said it a big cast. Was there any kind of other challenges that you had in making this project?
Oh my God. The main challenge that I can remember is the fact that we chose to film in the hottest day of the year. That one large dinner scene with 7 people.
Yes.
So we were in a tiny apartment in Astoria with very little air conditioning. We were all sweating. And as you can imagine, Frankenstein prosthetics don't do very well with humidity.
Yeah. That was a great scene. So he was really suffering, yeah.
He was suffering through a lot of it, yes, very much so. Because, we definitely shot him out first because after that, his face just started to melt.
You know, casually, right? Yeah.
Just casually,
Yeah.
as one does.
Okay, so that was a lot.
Yeah, that was definitely a challenge. I think another challenge is that opening scene. I love it so much, but it was so predicated on like perfect timing. So it was really like a back and forth collaboration between myself, the editor, the animator, because all the tiles are animated.
Yeah.
And the composer, so that kind of like the timing of everything kind of just clicked.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of the animation, I love the animation. Like, how did you know about the kind of style? Because it was really effective.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Shout out to Carlos, who's an incredible animator who did the tile sequence. And I used to work a little bit in animation and VFX, and that's how I met Carlos. And so I kind of hit him up, and I was like, I know that this is something that you can do so easily and make it look beautiful.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of great because we'd worked together before. We had a shorthand, and we kind of share similar visual styles. And so it was really lovely to get to make that together.
That's amazing. Okay, so this obviously film, it was definitely in this particular program, it was, our kind of comedic relief, but also, just had some strong morals to this as well. Like, I think it's really important to sort of observe the fact that, like, this is really funny, we want you to have fun, but there's some truth to this too, right? So I'm just curious, with that context, what did you want your audience to experience when you film?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's my favorite part about this, is the fact that it is so funny, but that it also has such a strong character arc and such a strong message that I think resonates a lot with a lot of people, regardless of, people being immigrants or not, because I do think that, relationships, whether it's a romantic one or with a family or with a friend, it is about finding a way to meet someone halfway. And so, what we hope people take from the film is that, you're great the way you are. Just you need to find a way to relate to people and see them as they are and have them see you as you are.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. What is next? What's next?
Oh, excitingly, there's a feature that we're financing.
Amazing.
No, it's in a similar tone. It's a dark comedy thriller.
Yeah.
About a murderous telenovela actress, which we're very excited to shoot. And there's also a TV show that I wrote that has been in development for a while.
Yes.
And so, all the irons in the fire.
Well, amazing. But just to finalize on, as a filmmaker, for our filmmaking audience, is there any advice you could share that you go by in your creativity?
I think in terms of creativity, I think creativity flows, right? So it kind of ebbs and flows. So it's figuring out, one, what excites you, and two, how to keep yourself excited and creative and kind of with that flow returning frequently. That is a challenge, but I think finding the right people to collaborate with that get you excited, that keep you up and excited about creating, and finding the tones and the movies and the TV shows and the collaborators that you really admire of the things that you want to do, and just keep creating.
Like you are, I'm making all these things, which is amazing. Well, we're so grateful to have Stitch with us. I can't wait for your feature and all the other projects, but thank you so much for being here and being part of New Filmmakers LA, and keep making more movies for us, please, okay?
Please, and thank you for having me. It's always so lovely to be here.
Thank you, Lorena, everybody.